Dude.
Another guitar? Another guitar? You know you don't need another guitar.
By the way, everybody, we is live.
By the way, everybody, we is I'm thinking maybe the name of this video should be Another Guitar, Another Guitar. You know you don't need another guitar. Let's get started. Another guitar? Another guitar? You know you don't need another guitar.
Really, dude? Really?
Really, dude? Really? Dude.
Another guitar?
We is live. And it is good to be here. I gotta tell you, I never saw a guitar delivered in a box this big. That makes this one a special moment in these unboxing videos. You know, people say they want their guitars to be double boxed because you can get dings in your guitar. And maybe it's bad enough to where it's damaged your guitar or you have to send it back. We'll find out with this one, though. This is going to be a unique guitar for a few different reasons, and I'll get back to that in just a moment. But first, as we always do, I feel like I'm at a bar. You know, welcome to, I don't know, Charlie's. That's a common bar name, right? Here's my can of lime-flavored sparkling water, because I'm a sober guy now. I quit smoking cigarettes, I quit drinking alcohol, I quit getting high, I'm a vegetarian. So this is my beer, and I always crack an ice cold one at the beginning of these videos. Why? Because this is a cause for celebration. It's a cause to party it up, and play a new guitar tonight when I'm done with all of this. So, let's get to it. Love that sound. Down the hatch. Woo! This stuff has a kick.
At any rate, let me put this over here. Why? Why, you ask? Because there's no room for it here. So, with my trusty buck knife, which is an actual buck knife, it's not a copy, let's go ahead and open this up and see what we're looking at. And it should be a box within a box. Okay.
Excuse me.
Now, what we're looking at here is some packaging actual guitar, which is right here. Let me get my knife out of here. And all right. A little technical difficulty. Okay. As you can see, Leo Jaymz. Now, I've never had a Leo Jaymz guitar before, but I've heard a lot of good things about Leo Jaymz guitars. It's a Telecaster style guitar, and it's going to be special for a number of different reasons, which I'm going to get into once I get this opened up. But this is the hot one on Amazon right now, and people are making videos about this guitar. And you know, it was one of those situations where you see it online and you think about it and it becomes, no, I don't need another guitar. Well, that's what I tried to tell myself, and it bothered me for a couple of days. And then finally, I just had to go ahead and buy the thing. $149 on Amazon. With tax, it came to $160. I'm an Amazon Prime member, and so I didn't have to pay delivery, but there was tax on it. So it came to something like $160 and maybe 31 cents, something like that. It's a pretty good deal as far as low-end budget guitars go. And overall, because I told you I do this, I order a guitar and then I watch other unboxings to get other people's thoughts and observations, feelings, if you want to say that. And it's just an interesting way to pass the time until the guitar actually arrives. And so I've been doing that. And overall, I have to say, what I've seen is, I don't want to sound like that CEO from Cracker Barrel and say it's been overwhelmingly positive. It's been positive. A couple of people say they have to make minor adjustments. They say the action's a little too high. They had to do a little bit of setup on the guitar, but that's any guitar, even if you're paying thousands for a Gibson or a Fender. So let's see what we have here. All right, this is the styrofoam. This is the other part of it. See, nothing in there. All right. And up here we have a cable for the guitar, and there should be 2 Allen wrenches in here. One for the truss rod and one for the saddles and the bridge. That's what my understanding is. Why do I think I only see 1 Allen wrench? Oh, there it is. I see the other one here. So you get 2 Allen wrenches with this. Just going to put this right here so I don't lose it. And alas, it is time for the unveiling. One rubber band. And here we go. Here we go. This is part of what I'm talking about, which makes this a special guitar to me. To begin with, this is a roasted maple neck, which I've never had on any guitar before. So that's something new to me, and I've always wanted to try something like this out. And, oh, look at that. Oh, okay. I thought there was a crack in the pickguard. There's no crack. It's just where the plastic is just not settling on there properly. Anyway, let me get this off of here so that you can see. Wow, the inlays have some color to it. I wasn't expecting that. This has some nice, you know, it looks like mother of pearl, but I doubt it's actual mother of pearl being $149. But the other things I wanted to say is, these are supposed to be actual locking tuners. And I don't think I've ever had a guitar that had locking tuners on it. And I can physically see the difference. It looks like you can just move it a little underneath. I don't really understand how locking tuners operate because I've never had a set. But this is apparently locking tuners. Now, this guitar is called a Popcaster. Which is interesting to me because it's a copy of a Telly. We can all see that. It's a copy of a Telly, and it's called a Black Flame, which is what you see here. And you know, I have to admit, I thought it was a pretty good looking guitar when I was looking at it online. I thought, hey, you know, I wasn't really crazy about the green or the purple or the blue. That sunburst one they have is not bad. I started having second thoughts about that this morning. Should I have gotten the sunburst? But this is what I got. And I'm thinking about putting a black pick guard on here. Now, look, I know, for those of you who are familiar with this guitar, the hole for the Allen wrench is right here. It's not up at the top. It's been located down here. And that means if I put a black pick guard on here, then I will have to remove the pick guard anytime I want to do a truss rod adjustment. But I was doing some research early this morning about roasted maple necks, and it was an AI question. I put it to AI. And it was telling me that when you roast the neck of a guitar, it's taking out liquids, water. I'm trying to think of what the other word was for it, but moisture and so forth. And so while you have to be extra careful when you're attaching it to the guitar because you don't want it to crack or chip, once you get it on the guitar, it's going to help keep it in tune. It's going to make less of a need to do a truss rod adjustment, and it can improve the tone. People apparently like the tone. In some cases it's a slight difference, but they like the tonal quality of a roasted maple fretboard, fretboard and neck, as opposed to just a standard maple. And so I'm really anxious to try this out. The action doesn't seem bad. I'm going to try this out before making any adjustments. But let me bring the camera over and show you what we're looking at here. If I can get to that. All right, there we go. It's actually very pretty. It's a nice looking instrument. I don't know if that's a veneer or a decal or what it might be, but it looks good. See, Leo Jaymz Popcaster, and you come down and you see these inlays here like I was talking. They have some color to them, and they're a little shiny, as if it's mother of pearl. It's probably not, you know, because of the price point that we're talking about here, but very attractive. It's part of what I like about it. These are actual Alnico 5 pickups. Toned volume, 3-way selector switch. That's pretty solid. I like that. Let's just check this out and see how these feel.
Well, right away I can understand why people like locking tuners, just from testing the resistance on those machine heads. Yes, I see. Yes, very nice. Very, very nice. That's what we're looking at. Trying to get a thumbnail here. It's a good looking guitar. And you know what? It didn't weigh that much either. Let's just pick this up again. Yeah, it weighs a little less. I mean, my Les Pauls weigh a lot more than that. So this is really nice. I'm really happy with it so far. And, you know, just touching the fretboard, it seems like it's going to play easily. And that's part of what people have been saying. They've been saying that it's easy to play this guitar and they enjoy playing it. You know, not just for the fact that it's easy to play, but also because of all the other features like the locking tuners, the maple, roasted maple neck. These pickups, apparently they're not full throttle. In other words, you get a Fender Tele, you're going to get a certain amount of output. And one reviewer online says these are about 3/4 of that, but also at the same time, very adequate. That there's a good enough punch to these pickups, and you know, you can always get a booster pedal or just crank your amp up. I don't know if you have to turn it up to 11, but either way, I'm psyched about this. I'm really, really psyched. I know.
You don't need another guitar. You don't need one. Blah! Now, nobody's really saying that to me, but it's out there. Guitar guys buy too many guitars. That's what we do. We buy too many guitars. It becomes an obsession. This one would not leave me alone. I thought about it and tried not to think about it and tried to put it over there and put it over there and behind me. There was no putting it behind me. I had to have this guitar. I had to. Hey, later in life, I might not be in a position to where I can buy so many guitars. So I'm grabbing them while I can. That's the plan. And so with that in mind, I'm going to conclude this as we usually do at the end of these videos. That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.